We are looking into yet another claim about The Simpsons predicting a big news event.
We are all familiar with the suspiciously accurate Simpsons predictions. After all, an awful lot of those have turned out to be true. Well, except for the KAMALA winning the presidential election. However, several other animated shows, such as Family Guy, Futurama, and South Park, have also successfully predicted the future. This makes us wonder whether the showrunners are time travelers. How else did they manage to predict Steve Harvey's infamous Miss Universe blunder or Kevin Spacey's infamous fall from grace? Let's dive into some of the most shockingly accurate cartoon predictions. Anti-vaccination movements. In a 2016 episode, Family Guy boldly tackled the anti-vaccination movement, exploring its dangerous implications through a satirical lens. The town decides to skip vaccinations, leading to a massive measles outbreak and a resulting quarantine for all unvaccinated residents. What makes this episode particularly striking is how it mirrors real-world events that would unfold years later during the COVID-19 pandemic. The show captures the cyclical nature of public health crises, where misinformation and refusal of vaccines lead to widespread illness and isolation. The portrayal of quarantine measures and the breakdown of communal health brings a harrowing insight into the consequences of anti-science beliefs. As vaccination refusal continues to have real-world consequences, Family Guy eerily foreshadowed the lengths of isolation and suffering brought about by these dangerous movements. Link between Family Guy and Antonin Scalia's death. Family Guy's what-if moments are legendary, but one particular episode turned heads for its chilling coincidence. In an alternate timeline, Peter finds himself in a reality where Quagmire marries Lois. As Death offers him a chance to undo it, Bryant objects, prompting Death to casually reveal that Dick Cheney had killed several political figures, including Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, in a hunting accident. Now, here's where it gets weird. 9 years later, Justice Antonin Scalia actually died after a day of quail hunting in Texas. Official reports chalked it up to natural causes. He passed away in his sleep, but the circumstances, paired with Family Guy's strange prediction, set conspiracy theories ablaze. While Family Guy didn't predict the cause of death, the hunting connection is undeniably uncanny. A cartoon, known for its over-the-top humor, inadvertently stumbled onto a real-life parallel that feels straight out of a thriller. Elon Musk's Twitter takeover. In a surprising revelation, Elon Musk recently shared how The Simpsons seemingly predicted his Twitter takeover back in 2015. Posting a snapshot from the animated sitcom, Musk tweeted, "Simpsons predicts I buy Twitter." The scene from the episode, titled "The Musk Who Fell to Earth," begins with Lisa Simpson caring for a birdhouse labeled "Home Tweet Home." As a bald eagle swoops down, it catches and kills some baby birds she's feeding. Then, Musk appears in his rocket ship, with the eagle soaring into the distance. But in an explosive twist, the eagle is destroyed by the ship's fire. What follows is even more surreal. Homer Simpson steps in, swinging a baseball bat, as Musk removes his space helmet and introduces himself. "Hello, I'm Elon Musk." Homer, stunned, throws the bat at him. Lisa intervenes, defending Musk as possibly the greatest living inventor. The scene ends with a futuristic birdhouse featuring cutting-edge technology, attracting flocks of birds. Lisa remarks, "I guess humanity wants its change, one birdhouse at a time," as Musk reboards his ship and takes off. This eerie glimpse into the future has fans wondering, did The Simpsons really predict Musk's rise and his Twitter purchase? Rise and fall of Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus burst onto the pop scene at just 15 years old, captivating audiences with her wholesome image and hit songs like Party in the USA. But what started as a promising career soon spiraled into a controversial journey filled with public scrutiny and personal struggles. In 2008, the creators of South Park foretold Miley's future in an episode titled Britney's New Look. The episode took a humorous jab at the pressures of fame, likening Miley's Disney star persona to the chaotic trajectory of Britney Spears. Little did we know, this would prove eerily prophetic. Miley's transition from a child star to a more rebellious, boundary-pushing artist was met with mixed reactions. Her iconic performances, such as the 2013 VMAs, where she twerked alongside Robin Thicke, left many shocked and divided her fan base. The media buzzed with criticism, but Miley embraced her new persona with unapologetic boldness. However, the rise wasn't without its fall. Struggles with mental health, addiction rumors, and a turbulent personal life put Miley under intense scrutiny. Her relationship with Liam Hemsworth and its subsequent breakup made headlines, only adding fuel to the fire. Simpsons' eerie predictions about Donald Trump. It's astonishing how often The Simpsons nailed predictions that seemed far-fetched at the time. 2002, the show featured a strange scene involving Donald Trump and the King of Saudi Arabia, laying hands on a large orb, a scene that eerily resurfaced in real life in 2017. But that's just the beginning. One of The Simpsons' most jaw-dropping moments came in 2000, years before Trump even became president. In the episode Bart to the Future, Trump was depicted waving to supporters on an escalator, a scene that would later be eerily mirrored in 2015 during his actual presidential campaign. Even more shocking is an earlier moment, where Homer shrinks down and climbs into Trump's hair, only to find a sign reading Trump 2024. Written back in 2000, this was a surreal glimpse into the future, 22 years before Trump officially announced his bid for re-election in 2024. It's moments like these that leave us questioning whether The Simpsons has a crystal ball hidden somewhere. From small details to overarching events, the show has repeatedly managed to reflect real-world events in an uncanny, almost prophetic manner. Apple Vision Pro. In a 2016 episode of The Simpsons, Springfield residents were depicted using virtual reality headsets to travel, complete tasks, and experience life without ever stepping foot outside their homes. Fast forward to today, and Apple's Vision Pro has brought that vision closer to reality. With just the use of eyes and hands, users can seamlessly navigate a fully immersive virtual world, blending the digital and physical in ways previously thought impossible. A viral video has resurfaced, suggesting that The Simpsons predicted Apple's Vision Pro years ago, featuring characters engrossed in their virtual reality experiences to the extent that they lose touch with the real world around them. As these devices gain traction in 2025, the implications are significant. With immersive virtual environments becoming more advanced and accessible, questions arise about the future of human interaction and experience. Miss Universe Mix-Up. In 2015, one of the most memorable moments in pageant history occurred during the Miss Universe contest. When Steve Harvey mistakenly announced the wrong winner, it left the audience and the contestants stunned. A similar situation happened in a 1999 episode of Futurama, proving that sometimes reality mirrors fiction in the most unexpected ways. During the live broadcast, Steve Harvey accidentally declared Miss Colombia, Ariadna Gutierrez, as the winner, only to correct himself moments later and announce that the true winner was Miss Philippines. The awkward moment went viral, with memes flooding the internet and headlines calling it the mix-up heard around the world. Social media users couldn't get enough of the disaster, with Harvey becoming both the punchline and the savior of the evening. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time such a mix-up had occurred in pop culture. In the Futurama episode The Sting, a similar scenario unfolds where the wrong winner is declared at a beauty pageant. This fictional mishap mirrored the very real chaos of the Miss Universe debacle. The incident has since become one of those rare live TV bloopers that transcends its original event. Despite the embarrassment, both Steve Harvey and Miss Universe have embraced the mishap, turning it into a light-hearted anecdote that will likely be remembered for years to come. Animated bills storm the Capitol gates. In The Simpsons Season 7, Episode 18, the day the violence died, Bart and Lisa find themselves navigating an unexpected legal storm. Their quest begins when they meet Chester Lampwick, a destitute man who claims to be the true creator of Itchy and Scratchy. Lampwick, voiced by none other than Kirk Douglas, presents a compelling case that his ideas were stolen, echoing real-world intellectual property disputes, including Disney's infamous legal battles over creative ownership. As the courtroom drama unfolds, the episode takes a sharp, satirical turn, weaving humor with biting social commentary. The animated bills marching on Congress, portrayed in a frenzied mob, stand out as a chilling foreshadowing of events decades later. This chaotic scene, once dismissed as an absurd parody, now strikes an eerie chord with viewers familiar with recent history, bridging fiction and reality in ways the creators may never have anticipated. In a bittersweet twist, Chester wins his case, and the Itchy and Scratchy studio faces financial ruin, ending production of the beloved show. Bart and Lisa grapple with the unintended consequences of their actions, reflecting on how pervasive violence is in entertainment and society at large. Charlie Rose in Family Guy. In a classic Family Guy twist, Peter Griffin humorously likens a fictional news anchor's messy decline to the real-life Charlie Rose, portraying him as stumbling through broadcasts while hungover, a jab at questionable professionalism. At the time, the exaggerated portrayal seemed like harmless satire, yet reality had a darker plot twist in store. In 2017, years after the episode aired, Charlie Rose faced a monumental fall from grace when allegations of decades-long sexual misconduct surfaced. The accusations led to his swift dismissal from CBS News and PBS, marking the end of his celebrated journalism career. The irony was palpable. What Family Guy had presented as a comedic exaggeration became an unsettling reflection of truth. The show, known for its razor-sharp commentary, managed to tap into the essence of Rose's eventual downfall, albeit unknowingly. While the animated depiction focused on professional incompetence, the real-life story revealed deeper issues, shaking the media world to its core. Much like its take on other cultural figures, Family Guy once again blurred the line between satire and reality. Simpsons Olympics prediction. In a 2010 episode of The Simpsons titled Boy Meets Curl, Homer and Marge unexpectedly slide their way to Olympic fame. Forming a mixed curling team, the duo defies the odds and sweeps their way to a gold medal, leaving Sweden with the silver. It's a classic Springfield tale of unlikely triumph. But then came 2018, when reality caught up with fiction. At the Winter Olympics, the US men's curling team pulled off a jaw-dropping comeback, claiming the gold medal for the first time in history. The parallels were uncanny, but it didn't stop there. At the time The Simpsons aired this episode, curling had only been back in the Olympics for a little over a decade, making such a bold prediction seem even more far-fetched. So, how did Springfield manage to sweep this one up? Was it a wild coincidence? Or does The Simpsons have some secret crystal ball hidden in their writer's room? Either way, this isn't just a lucky guess. BP oil spill apology. In Season 14, Episode 11 of South Park, titled Coon vs. Coon and Friends, the show takes a hilarious jab at BP and their idea of apologizing. Imagine this. BP's CEO keeps showing up in commercials, looking sad and softly saying, "We're sorry." Sounds familiar, right? That's because South Park nailed it so well that it felt like a parody of real life, except it aired before BP's infamous Gulf of Mexico oil spill. In the episode, BP messes up, opening a chaotic portal to another dimension. But instead of fixing the problem, their CEO focuses on apologizing in over-the-top ads. His overly dramatic sorry seems ridiculous and insincere. It doesn't matter if he's in a meadow or cuddling a seal. It's like they're more worried about their image than the destruction they caused. Here's where it gets wild. A few months later, BP's real-life oil spill happened. Their actual apologies, including the now infamous "I'd like my life back" comment, were as tone-deaf as South Park had imagined. The episode became less of a parody and more of a prophecy. Paul Walker's tragic connection. Paul Walker, like his character Brian O'Connor in the Fast and the Furious films, was a true car enthusiast. His passion for speed and adrenaline was evident both on and off screen. However, his life was tragically cut short on November 30th, 2013, in a high-speed car accident that claimed his life and that of his friend. The eerie coincidence of Walker's passing couldn't be ignored. Just days earlier, Family Guy killed off Brian Griffin in a car crash. Both characters met their untimely fates within the same week. This sent shockwaves through the show's fan base. Many viewers were unsettled. The surreal nature of the two Bryans dying so close together was to blame. While Brian Griffin returned through time travel, Walker was lost. Furious 7 paid tribute to Walker with heartfelt scenes after his death. They showed the void his absence left. Family Guy also honored him with emotional moments. They showed that his legacy would endure beyond the screen. Robin Williams in Family Guy. Robin Williams was an iconic comedic figure whose sudden passing in 2014 left an indelible mark on fans and the entertainment industry alike. His tragic death came after a long battle with personal struggles and severe health issues. It casts a shadow over his legacy. After his loss, Family Guy aired a dark, poignant episode. It was a haunting reflection of his impact. In one scene, Peter fixates on things that remind him of Robin Williams. The unsettling storyline became even sadder when the episode aired in the UK on the day of Robin Williams' death. This eerie coincidence linked fiction and reality. It showed the almost prophetic quality of Family Guy's humor. It hauntingly reminds us of the complexity of Williams' life. His light-hearted humor often masked deeper struggles. It showed a duality that resonated with audiences. Disney's monopoly. From Marvel to Star Wars, Disney has acquired so many franchises that critics often accuse them of monopolizing entertainment. But back in 2000, Disney's empire was just starting to expand, and The Simpsons hilariously saw the future coming. In The Simpsons season 10 episode, When You Dish Upon a Star, Homer pitches a movie idea to Ron Howard. Howard loves it so much that he steals it and takes it to the 20th Century Fox. Outside the studio, a sign that reads, "A division of Walt Disney Co." Funny, right? Except at the time, Disney didn't own Fox. Fast forward to 2017. and Disney announced its jaw-dropping $71.3 billion acquisition of 21st Century Fox. A 17-year-old Simpsons prophecy was fulfilled. Coincidence or psychic powers? It turns out that writer Rich Appel wasn't channeling a crystal ball. He later explained that the joke had come from Disney's growing dominance even then. They'd already bought ABC a few years earlier. It's proof The Simpsons has a knack for nailing cultural trends before they happen. And while Disney probably won't be buying The Simpsons next, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Caitlyn Jenner's gender identity. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner came out as a trans woman, marking a watershed moment in the fight for transgender visibility. Her transition sparked debate. It challenged norms and raised awareness of trans identities. Caitlyn's journey was important, but her story got mixed reactions, even in the LGBTQ+ community. Many celebrated her bravery. Others scrutinized her public persona and politics. This made her a polarizing figure. Years before Caitlyn's revelation, Family Guy appeared to hint at her journey in a 2009 episode. In a moment of offbeat humor, Stewie Griffin mocked the idea of Brody Jenner being born to a woman. He referenced Caitlyn Jenner. At the time, the comment seemed a joke in the show's edgy style. But after Caitlyn's announcement, it gained a strange new relevance. By sheer coincidence, or by Seth MacFarlane's knack for it, the show's fleeting joke felt like foreshadowing. Kobe Bryant's death. Believe it or not, The Simpsons also predicted one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the history of American basketball. The episode in question is Marge in Chains, from Season 4 of the program, which aired in May 1993, over 27 years before Bryant's death. The episode includes a sequence in which a helicopter is seen flying over the town, with the phrase "going around and around" repeated several times.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around and around.
According to conspiracy theories, the statement in conjunction with the helicopter scenario refers to Kobe Bryant's aircraft circling in foggy weather before crashing. The crash, which killed Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others, occurred on January 26, 2020, in the hills outside Calabasas, California. If this isn't one of The Simpsons' most persuasive forecasts, Kobe Bryant's death was foretold on another show, Legends from Chamberlain Heights. The episode End of Days aired in November 2016 and depicts a series of events that are very comparable to Kobe Bryant's death. The sequence depicts Kobe's helicopter colliding with the Lakers icon trapped inside the flaming aircraft, which subsequently explodes, killing the basketball great. Strangely, The Simpsons episode that foreshadowed Kobe's tragic death was about an Osaka flu that struck havoc in the fictional town of Springfield. The illness, which originated in Japan, spread rapidly throughout the area after homeowners ordered juices from the nation. The episode showed over 300 instances of Osaka flu, which was a serious source of concern for Springfield residents. Theorists have branded the episode as the Simpsons coronavirus episode, after pointing out the similarities with the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Autocorrect in the 90s. Back in 1994, The Simpsons unknowingly predicted a modern-day headache. Autocorrect fails. In the Season 6 episode Lisa on Ice, a seemingly innocuous scene became a vision of our tech future. The moment features Kearney, Springfield's local bully. He uses an Apple Newton, a personal digital assistant, to jot down a memo. He dictates, "Beat up Martin." But due to Newton's poor handwriting, it hilariously changed to "Eat up Martha." At the time, This was a light-hearted jab at its shortcomings. Fast forward to 2007, when Apple introduced the iPhone with its autocorrect feature, designed to fix typos. But like Newton, autocorrect became infamous for turning innocent texts into unintentionally funny or downright embarrassing messages. The mishaps that The Simpsons parodied before were now a full-blown reality. This single gag from the show predicted a global phenomenon. Autocorrect fails became a staple of texting culture. Digital blunders, documented by memes and viral posts, are now a global source of humor. Kevin Spacey's unraveling. In a notorious Family Guy moment, Stewie accepts Brian's money to go streaking through the mall. He yelled he'd escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement. The scene was meant to be absurd and shocking, but the writers found something deeper. Years later, in 2017, Kevin Spacey faced a wave of allegations following the Me Too movement. Actor Anthony Rapp accused a man of inappropriate advances. This sparked similar allegations from others. Spacey's career quickly unraveled as studios and networks distanced themselves. The Family Guy joke wasn't just a wild exaggeration. It seemed to tap into Hollywood's dark secrets before they were made public. It raises questions. How did the show touch on such sensitive topics years before the mainstream media? From awards, shows, to late-night talk shows, Spacey's accusations were everywhere. Submersible disaster. Did The Simpsons foresee it? In the Simpsons season 17 episode, Homer's paternity coot, Homer dives into the depths of the ocean in a submersible to uncover secrets of the past. Homer thinks he's found his long-lost father. He agrees to a dangerous mission to locate an old shipwreck. But disaster strikes. The submersible becomes stuck underwater, leaving Homer in a dire situation. Thankfully, the story takes a lighthearted turn, and Homer wakes up safely in a hospital. Fast forward to June 2023, when life imitated art in the most tragic way. A real submersible, with 5 passengers, was on a voyage to see the Titanic wreck. It suffered a catastrophic implosion. The disaster made global headlines. It sparked urgent debates about the safety of deep-sea expeditions. This prediction strikes an unsettling chord. The animated series captured the perils of deep-sea exploration years before this real-world tragedy. Surprising Nobel prediction. All the way back in 1998, The Simpsons pulled off yet another eerily accurate prediction. In the episode, Lisa the Skeptic, Lisa makes a list of names. She believes they will be future Nobel Prize winners. Among them was the name B. Holstrom. Fast forward nearly 2 decades to 2016, and history mirrored Lisa's prediction. B. Holstrom was announced as a Nobel Prize winner. This made her an unforgettable entry on Lisa's prophetic list. This isn't the first time The Simpsons has nailed something seemingly impossible. The show can predict reality, from politics to culture. This has left fans and critics scratching their heads. What makes this prediction even more fascinating is that it was made years before Holstrom's actual Nobel recognition. It cemented The Simpsons as a cultural oracle of sorts. Simpsons predicted NSA surveillance. In The Simpsons movie, a lighthearted moment turns into a chilling prediction of the future. While on the run, Marge tries to reassure Lisa on a train, saying,
"No, Lisa, it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation."
"It's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation." But in classic Simpsons style, irony strikes immediately. The scene cuts to a massive NSA hub. Rows of agents watch monitors, eavesdropping on conversations across America, including Marge and Lisa's. Fast forward to 2013, and fiction turned into reality. Former CIA employee Edward Snowden rocked the world by leaking classified information about the NSA's global surveillance programs. The Guardian reported that these programs were more invasive than anyone had imagined. Suddenly, the Simpsons scene didn't feel like satire. It felt like a sneak peek into a not-so-distant future. This uncanny parallel between Springfield and reality raises an intriguing question. How does a cartoon so often get it right? Whether it's chance, clever writing, or something else entirely. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.